Can you believe this 962 is street legal? This is the Derek Bell Signature Edition 962. A little history on the 962, a legend in the motorsports world. Why? Well, it basically made it, defined it. And it mainly comes down to the shift in engineering that made it so fascinatingly outstanding. This car was a successor to the 956, another extremely dominant car in endurance racing in the 80s. In the early 80s, there was new regulations being set for safety, so race engineer Norbert Singer took action to these and curated a car for high performance, but still going off of these regulations. The 956 dominated in literally everything. In its debut at 6 Hours of Silverstone, it won its very first race. Again, in the 24 Hours of Le Mans, this car took the top 3 places, one of those drivers being Derek Bell. The 956 would continue to dominate until it was replaced by this car, the 962. In 1984, the 962 was introduced. The car had many similarities from the 956, but the suspension was shifted 120 millimeters forward, and the car was built with an extra light aluminum frame that included a steel roll cage. The suspension shift was a key change from the 956 to the 962 because the driver's feet had to be located behind the front axle. This was a requirement for IMSA GTP regulations in North America. The original 962 had a turbo flat six engine ranging from 2.6 to 3.2 liters. The 962 could reach up to a whopping 750 horsepower. Okay, so we understand the switch from the 956 to the 962 and some of the specs about the 962 engine, but what exactly makes this car so legendary? They had many wins in both the IMSA GT Championship and the World Sports Car Championship. The 962 won Le Mans in 1986, 1987, and 1994. They had 5 wins in the Rolex 24 and 4 in 12 Hours of Sebring. More specifically, the 962 won 54 of 148 races in the GTP class. If those numbers don't shock you, I don't know what will. A few notable drivers of the 962 include Derek Bell and Hans Stuck, but there were so many drivers who got victories in this car. Now that's a very short summary of the birth of the 962 and its successes. Now here we have the very legendary Derek Bell Signature Edition 962. Now originally there was supposed to be a very small production line of these converted cars, but there ended up only being one, and it is right here. Now it's hard to value a car as rare as this, but its production costs were upwards of $2 million. Now what's unique about this car is it's actually road legal. Only a handful of 962s were converted to be on the streets. However, when we come to the rear of the car, this engine was replaced with something more practical, a 993 GT2 engine. So the original engine was a 2.8 liter built for racing, while this one is a twin-turbo 3.6 liter, making 580 horsepower and 546 pounds of torque. Additionally, they updated the suspension with hydraulic adjustable ride height to fit road conditions and secure driver comfort. Despite this, it still shares 90% of the parts of the original 962. Obviously, this car has a really unique design compared to the supercars you find on the road. It's designed for endurance racing, so it will heavily stick out, and that Le Mans design is what I personally love the most. But something that comes pretty close to it is the classic taillights that come on this car. In many ways aesthetically, headlight and taillight designs can make or break the looks of a car. Though the headlights on this car are not the most practical, their design and their origins are what makes them so special. As you can see, this car is right-hand drive, and I'm curious what it feels like to be a passenger after the suspension modifications. The Le Mans style doors are really cool and unique. I wonder how practical this is for going out on a date night. Now look at the placement of the shifter. Isn't that funny? Well, it's pretty common in racing for driver convenience. This is actually a dogleg 5-speed built for racing. Now a little quick history lesson on the British endurance racing legend, Derek Bell. Now what I briefly mentioned is that he drove the 956 and the 962, but I really want to emphasize that he drove this car to success. Derek, born on October 31st in 1941, yes, 1941, has an extensive history of racing. He actually started as a marshal in the 60s. He's a great example of getting his foot in the door, or, well, on the track, for the job you aspire to have. His first race was in '64, where he started in the Lotus 7. He then competed in Formula 3 and shortly after, Formula 2. Enzo saw his potential and invited him to race in what ended up to be 16 Formula 1 Grand Prix from 1968 to 1974. Derek Bell is a 5 times Le Mans winner, 3 times Daytona winner, and twice a World Sports Car Champion. In total, Derek Bell won 16 WEC races and 19 IMSA races. And that is the history of Derek Bell and this 962. If you want to see more videos like this, subscribe and leave a comment down below on what you want to see next. I'll see you guys in the next video.